Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be continuing with solving linear equations. So this is part 4, and if you haven't seen the first 3, go ahead and check them out on the channel. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, so for our first question we have 2x plus 5 is equal to 3 open bracket x minus 1. Okay, so remember guys, the first thing we're going to do is remove the brackets. And we can see here that 3 is being multiplied throughout the whole bracket. So let's multiply this 3 by each term inside the bracket. And we have 2 terms inside the bracket. So we would have to multiply this 3 by the x and the negative 1. So let's get to it. Let's just bring these down and get to it. So we're going to have 3 into x, which is 3x. And we're also going to have 3 into negative 1, which is negative 3. And that's just simply how we remove the brackets. So now let's solve for x by bringing the variables with x's on one side of the equation and keeping the constants on the other side of the equation. So what I'm going to do is subtract 2x from both sides of the equation so that I am able to cancel out this 2x here, because plus 2x minus 2x is 0. And then our resulting equation would be 5 is equal to 3x minus 2x minus 3. Okay, so now what we want to do is put the 3 over on the side with the 5. So what we're going to do is add 3 on both sides of the equation. And that way, these two will cancel out. So then we'll have 5 plus 3 is equal to 3x minus 2x. And then we can just solve. We know that 5 plus 3 is 8. And we know that 3x minus 2x is just 1x, which 1x is just x. So we have our answer here as x is equal to 8. That's basically how to solve that question. Okay, so our next question is going to be 2 into 6 minus 2p, and that's going to be equal to 8 minus 2p. And we just solved this question the same way as we solved it in the previous question. And feel free to pause the video and try it if you'd like. So let's firstly remove this bracket. We're going to multiply this 2 firstly by the 6, which will give us 12. And then we're also going to multiply the 2 into negative 2p, which will give us negative 4p. And then we just bring back down the rest of the equation. Okay, so now let's just solve for p. What we're going to do is add 4 on both sides, 4p on both sides, sorry. And once we do that, then this negative 4p will cancel out with that 4p. And the resulting equation will be 12 is equal to 8 minus 2p plus 4p. And now what we're going to do is subtract 8 on both sides so that these two cancel out. And our resulting equation would then be 12 minus 8 is equal to negative 2p plus 4p. Okay guys, so we know that 12 minus 8 is just 4. And then negative 2p plus 4p is the same thing as saying 4p minus 2p, which is just 2p. Okay, and we know to solve for p, you would just have to divide by 2 on both sides of the equation. And 2 divided by 2 is just 1. It will give us 1p, which is just p. And 4 divided by 2 is just 2. So the answer is p is equal to 2. And that's basically how to solve that question. Okay guys, for our next question, we'll have 2 into x plus 3. And that's going to be equal to 3 into x plus 1. And now we'll just solve by removing the bracket first. Both brackets as well. So we'll firstly have 2 into x, which is just 2x. And then we'll have 2 into 3, which is just 6. And then that'll be equal to 3 into x, which is 3x. And 3 into 1, which is just 3. And then we try to get the variables on one side and the constants on the other side. So let's subtract 2x from both sides of the equation. And our resulting equation would then be 6 is equal to 3x minus 2x plus 3. And so now we're just going to subtract 3 from both sides of the equation. So that our resulting equation would be 6 minus 3 is equal to 3x minus 2x. And now we just solve for x. We know that 6 minus 3 is just 3. And 3x minus 2x is just 1x, which is just x. So we know that x is equal to 3. And that's basically how to solve that question. Okay guys, so for our next question, we're going to have 2 into 3x plus 1. And that's going to be equal to 3 into x minus 2. And then when we close bracket, plus 29. Okay, so let's get to solving this question. Let's first remove the first bracket. So we're going to have 2 into 3x is equal to 6x. And 2 into 1 is just going to be 2. And once we remove the second bracket, we'll have 3 into x, which is just 3x. And 3 into minus 2 will give us minus 6. And then plus 29. Okay, so let's subtract 3x from both sides of the equation so that these two will cancel out, giving us a resulting equation of 6x minus 3x plus 2 is equal to negative 6 plus 29. And now we're going to subtract 2 from both sides of the equation so that these two will cancel. So we'll then get 6x minus 3x is equal to negative 6 minus 2 plus 29. Okay, and so 6x minus 3x is just going to give us 3x. And we know that negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8. And when we add 29, we'll get 21. And now we can just solve for x by dividing by 3 on both sides of the equation. So then we'll get x is equal to 7. And that's how we solve that question. Okay guys, so for our next question, we'll have 3 into 2x minus 3 plus 4 into 3x minus 5 minus 7 into x minus 1 is equal to 0. Looks like a pretty long question, but it's pretty easy. So let's get started. Let's remove our first bracket. We'll have 3 into 2x is equal to 6x. And 3 into negative 3 will give us negative 9. Now let's remove our second bracket. We'll have 4 into 3x will give us 12x. And then we'll have 4 into negative 5 will give us negative 20. And for the removal of our third bracket, we'll have negative 7 into x will just give us negative 7x. And negative 7 into negative 1 will give us a positive 7. And that's just going to equal to 0. Okay guys, so what we're going to do now is carry over the constants on the other side of the equal sign. So let's add 9 to both sides so that these two will cancel. And at the same time, let's add 20 to both sides. So these two will cancel. And then finally, let's subtract 7 from both sides so that they will cancel. So then our resulting equation will be 6x plus 12x minus 7x is equal to 9 plus 20 minus 7. Okay guys, so 6x plus 12x is 18x, and when you subtract 7 you'll get 11x. And then 20 plus 9 is equal to 29, and when you subtract 7 you'll get 22. And now we just solve for x. Let's just divide by 11 on both sides, cancel out the 11s, and x is equal to 22 divided by 11, which is just 2. And that's basically how to solve that question. Okay guys, feel free to pause the video at any point or replay the video if you got a little bit confused. And if you have any questions, you can comment down below. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.